All right, so this is where we are at. We have built this Twitter app. If you're logged out, it would have a sign up button or connect to Ethereum button. But if you're connected and signed up, it will show you this home screen where you can actually write tweets. So I want you guys to, in fact, let me make this functional, at least the tweet input, right? So here I can add a new state variable. Let me say, ideally, we put this in another function, but it's okay. It can be here for now. So let me say tweet text set tweet. Let me call it content, right? Because we call it content. Uh, tweet content set tweet content use state of string and start it with empty string. I need to import use state. Right now we have tweet content and set tweet content methods. So what we can do is here in this text area, we can give it the value tweet content, and on change, we can take the event and set e dot target dot value. So this will make sure that my tweet content is being set, and we can on click, we can console.log tweet content. Right, let's see if this works. My first tweet, tweet this, and it says my first tweet. Right, so what we can do is let's call this tweet because we're making Twitter, and let's call this tweet content and set tweet content. Perfect, right? Oops, I missed in one place, which is here and here. All right, so now I can write something, and this is my tweet text. For now, let me stop here, and I want you guys to actually go to the contract. So let me go back to the contract. Here, we are supposed to write a tweet. First of all, we'll write a tweet struct, which will have the content of the tweet. And then we will write a post tweet method to write content for the tweet. And we will write a get tweet or get tweets. If you remember, if we declare something public, Solidity will give us the getter. So we don't need to write the get tweets function, but we need to write the post tweet function. So why don't you guys hit pause and go ahead and try to do that on your own, and after this, when you come back, I'll show you how to do it as well. But you should definitely give it a shot on your own, because that's when you will actually learn something. Right, real learning is done by doing. I've made this course in a way that you build it with me. So like whatever I'm doing, you sit with me, you will watch this video, then go ahead and build it on your own. And this is the way to do the course. You watch the video, build it on your own, and then there will be text content which you can follow after, when you're getting stuck while building or something like this. Right, so now pause the video and implement the tweet, and when you come back, we'll do it together. All right, so I hope you don't need to watch the rest of this video. You finished writing the tweet in the contract, you compiled the contract, you deployed the contract again, and then you went ahead and in the use Ethereum hook that we wrote, you also wrote post tweet, get tweet functions, and you finished the whole app. But if you haven't, or if you got stuck, just follow along. So we will try to figure this out, right? So first thing I'm going to do is write the struct tweet, and I'm going to give it the address, author, string content, and unit time, integer timestamp. So here my problem is, okay, we can also give it likes, because why not, right? Unit likes, we can just increment count. We can have a like functionality where you click on the like button and the counter increments. You click it again, the counter decrements. I will not implement that logic. I want you guys to implement that logic and share it on Twitter, share it with me. But anyway, we can implement the core logic, which is writing and reading tweets. So, and I just renamed it to tweet. um, and I want to write here a post tweet function post tweet, right? And here we will take the content, which is the string that we're getting. So I've already done this, so it returns the content, and then we can initialize. So we have three constraints here. One is that message sender should be uh, we get the username of the message sender as a way to verify that this user is signed up, right? So we know that the user is signed up, and then we write this, which is content, and the string content length. The tweet shouldn't be empty. We can also validate on the front end, but it's always good to revalidate on the back end. And here we are checking that the length of the tweet is less than 140, because Twitter is famous for their 140 characters limit, right? Here we will initialize this tweet by giving it everything it needs. It needs the author, content, timestamp, right? So author is message dot sender, right? Content is underscore content, and what else? Timestamp is block timestamp, and likes is 0. Right, so as you can see, this block timestamp is the timestamp of the actual block. So we are, remember, we're building on the blockchain, and which is made of blocks. Like each block gets added to the blockchain, and this is the timestamp of that block, because that's when the blockchain was edited with this tweet. So this is the post tweet function, and we want to create an array of tweets here. So let me do that right now. This is how you define an array. This is the type and public tweets, right? So if we have declared this public, which means that if we just do tweets, we will be able to get all the tweets that are there in this array. And now we want to push that to tweets. Push tweet, right? So this should be able to this should be like enough for the contract. Let's write a test for this as well. So let me just quickly go back to my tests and try to, after this, let's say expect, actually no, let's just give it a tweet first, right? Const tweet equal to await Twitter dot post tweet. I don't need to pass the address. I just need to pass my tweet. Let's call it hello world, because why not? And now we want to get this to we don't get anything back. So let me just put this here, and then get tweets by doing await Twitter.tweets, right? And then let's just log and see what we have. This should work. So first we need to compile. So let me go to contracts again. Let's do that here, because, or let me see here, right? So cd desktop Twitter contract and npx hard hat, compile this. Oops, there's an error as always. So yeah, so this tweet that we are declaring in the function, this needs to be in the memory. I think this is the error. Yeah, so compilation finished, and now just run the tests. Post tweet is not a function. Why is it? Oops, we always mess this up. Do this now. Okay, something failed. Missing argument, expected count 1. Oh yeah, so by default, this constructor that the contract writes us expects the integer argument. So we cannot get all tweets by default. We need to get a single tweet. So we need to pass this 0, and this will give me just the one tweet. I think this should work. Let's try this again. Yeah, so if you can see the first tweet, this is what is there in the first tweet, which is hello world, and this is the other content, timestamp and number of likes and content and author, right? So this works. Now what we can do is we can expect this tweet to be we can just what do we do here? I think we can just expect this tweet dot content to equal hello world. But this, let me leave the console log for now. Undefined to equal hello world. Why is it undefined? Tweets of 0. Okay, I think this needs to be after await. Tweet is not defined now. Oops, because we are not logging. We're not saving, we're just awaiting it. Yeah, so the tests pass, which means the logic works. What we need now is a get all tweets function to render all the tweets. Get tweets. It takes nothing. It's a public view and it returns the array tweets, right? So that's it. We return the array of tweets from memory. So this should, let me test that. Await return dot get tweets. Let's call this console dot. Actually, let's just take this tweets and test the same thing again, but from this tweets array. Tweets of 0. Because we're getting the same tweet and it should be the first one in the array. This is just a test to make sure that the get all tweets function works. Yep, so all the tests work. We can log this. Test post tweet is successful, and we can log that get all tweet works, right? Console.log test get tweets is successful. So it basically just continues my language the way I wrote it, and it finishes all my tests. As you can see, all the tests work. Now all we need to do is compile. Let me just do let me do npx hard hat compile, and then let me deploy this, the latest version of the contract. Npx hard hat run, deploy to the localhost. So now you can see we got a different contract address because we changed the contract. So it is deployed as a new contract. So let me take this and put this in my constants here, because essentially now this is what I meant by immutability, right? The contract that we deployed before this was done. Like you cannot edit that contract. This is right now I'm deploying a new contract because right now I changed some things and those things will be missing from the previous contract. So it will lead to a corrupt state. So that's why contracts are immutable in this case. So I also need to change this ABI file so we can get this from our contract. So somewhere here, artifacts, contracts, Twitter, JSON. Let me paste this in my somewhere here. In this Twitter.json, I want the latest contract, right? So let's make sure that everything works as expected because we changed a few things. So this should, it's already connected, but I didn't authorize the connection. Oh, so the contract is redeployed, but the web app remains the same. So this works. That's fine. Let me just, okay, let's just try to sign up. My friends call me Abhishek. Bio, I am awesome. Let me get my Shiba Inu profile picture. Right? Sign up. Contract interaction. Let me make sure that the contract is the new one. Okay, transaction. Okay, no problem. Let me just confirm this. So it worked. And if I refresh this, I think like it takes a while because let me look at the contract. So these are the blocks that are getting added to the blockchain, and here somewhere we let me close this. In this index file, we are rendering the account because we just created the account and now it should show me my tweet. Now I can post tweet. So we are not done yet. We also need to write the abstraction for this post tweet and the use Twitter hook. So here I want to add two more functions. One is to const post tweet, right? It takes the string and it basically, yep, get the contract and do contract dot post tweet and pass it the tweet, right? So this is all we need to do for posting the tweet, and we need to await this because it's an asynchronous thing. Let me also just write down the get all tweets function, which is also an asynchronous function. It doesn't take any parameters. It just returns the tweets. So it get tweets and it logs. I don't know why this is. Yeah, so it's going to be tweets and this is going to be get tweet and this is going to be post tweet. And this is going to be right. So we have post tweet and get tweets functions. We can log these tweets and we can also store them in the state. We don't need this. So let me take this, all this tweets, and this is set tweets. This is a string array. So we can start off with an initial array with an empty string. That makes sense, right? So now we want to just take these tweets and set them here. Let me log them and also set tweets, right? We can do this, but let me first post tweet so we can return these functions. Post tweet and tweets, right? And we can call get tweets at the end of this. So that every time we post a new tweet, it's also fetched and added to state, right? So now let me go back to my index file where I'm, this is where I want to post the tweet. So let me get that post tweet function and send this my content, which is tweet content. Yeah. So now we should be able to pass a tweet. Let me try this. This is the first time I'm trying this. So my first tweet, right? And in the true Ethereum fashion, we'll have to confirm this. And it's empty. Why is it empty? So let me actually go and get these tweets. Where are we? It's inside of my contract, get tweets. I want to call this function along with my other use effect, right? Get user, get tweets. Here also I want to get tweets, right? And it should log the tweets. Yes, it is logging the tweets. Perfect. And now we need to write a component to render these tweets. So I'll just write a basic component, and I want you guys to actually my Twitter is very bare bones minimalist Twitter. I want you guys to make the profile page because we have, if you remember, the name, username, bio, and all this. So if I click on this, it should go to a profile page which should render my profile and my tweets. So you can add a function to the contract which takes my address and then returns the tweets of that address. That can be done. And then you can, in my profile, you will show only my tweets, and here we will show all the tweets, right? So let me do that. somewhere here outside of, yep, whether or not there is an account we can render. If we have here, let me also get tweets, right? And let me just render something like tweets.map. For each tweet I want to render a div which is display flex. See, let me just render the text for now, right? So let me say span and render tweet dot content. Content does not exist on type string. Oh, tweets is it a string? Right. We know that tweet is of type string because we gave it a type string here. It's not a string. I need the type here, which is going to be type tweet is what is this? Type tweet is, it has content, which is a string. It has a timestamp, if I'm not wrong. Let me just confirm what we have here. We have content, author, timestamp, and likes, right? So it should be the same here. Content, timestamp, author, string, likes is a number, right? So this is the tweet, and my tweet should be array of tweets, and it should be an empty array, right? So this should work now, but here we are setting the tweets to whatever we get back, which is not the exact same format, but it should still work. So let me see if it does. um, I have this and I have the content, but it's not being rendered. Oh, because I didn't save this. Is everything okay here? I need to have, yeah. So if you see my tweet is rendered, let me post more tweets. What is up? Tweet, confirm. And it takes a while because it's the blockchain, but yeah, it just has one tweet still, right? So that's why it's not getting rendered, but we can make this pretty. Meanwhile, we can give it let's give it some basic style just to make sure that there is something. BG blue 400, fit 64, PY2, PX4. Let's see how this looks. We can say that text is white. It looks very ugly, I know, but it is what it is. I think, like, let's just get rid of this. Basically, what we could do here is get the author for each of these tweets and render their profile picture here. For now, let me just render my pitch. I think, like, that's up to you guys. You see, this is the functionality. We can render the timestamp and we can render the whole tweet card, but that's not the point of this course. This is not a front end course. If you guys want me to make one, I will make one soon. This is my first course that I'm making because there's very little content and very little good content out there for blockchain. So I hope you guys have learned something in this. Right now, what we can do is how you can improve this, improve the UI. First of all, improve all the Twitter content. Then you can extend the contract. You can add a function to get my tweets. You can add a function to, I don't know, like, dislike. You can do a bunch of stuff. Add the stuff to the contract, redeploy the contract, write the tests, and then you can add the same thing to the use Twitter hook, and then you can use that and render in your front end however you want. So that is how it works, guys. Basically, all the dapps that you see on the internet, they are all written this way. They have a contract, they have a front end, and that's pretty much it. So this is how you do most of your blockchain stuff. This is not yet the end of this course. I'll make one more video where I'll teach you how to actually deploy this on the mainnet. Right now, we will not deploy it on the mainnet, but I'll at least show you how you can go about doing that. We'll deploy the contract, we'll deploy the web app so that you can actually play around with this web app before even starting the course. And that's it. So I can also show you some more stuff. There's this thing called Morales, which is like we could have used this to do most of the Ethereum stuff that we were doing. We just went low level. So whatever we did here and used Twitter with the Ethereum and all this is very low level. There is Morales, which actually abstracts all of that. It does all of that for you with this easy to use API. You could use that, but I wanted you guys to actually learn how to interact directly with Ethereum. That's why I didn't use Morales in this course. But for deploying, in the next video, I'll show you we're going to use something called Alchemy, and we'll deploy the contract and we'll deploy the front end onto our cell, and we will make this live. So yeah, let's do that. All right, thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope you liked this one. If it was helpful, please smash the like button, leave a comment down below if you have any other questions. You can also reach out to me on Instagram or Twitter. I'll leave my links in the description and on the screen. So yeah, looking forward to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.